I think we can all agree that we were so excited to learn that finally Miss Earth would be an in-person pageant this year, having been virtual for the years of 2021 as well as 2022. I feel like we've all been itching to see Miss Earth live and on stage once again. But it just feels like since Miss Earth has started this year, nothing has gone right. First of all, this has nothing to do with, nothing going right thus far, but I was actually, since I'm here to complain, okay, I was so annoyed at the fact that the national costume competition was virtual, and that so many of the things, if you go onto Miss Earth TV, you'll see that there have been many things that have been virtual, and I do not like that. Like, for example, the national costume competition being virtual. I love seeing the girls come out and facing the same sort of environments, but in their different and very unique national costumes. It also does place a lot of necessary restriction on candidates when it comes to their national costume, when it comes to, travel, moving the thing around. It can't be too big, it can't be so complicated that it's impossible to move around. You know what I mean? I just feel like having the national costume competition be virtual, it's not the same. I love on stage things when it comes to pageantry. I do not like virtual stuff that much at all, except perhaps if it's a speaking thing, if we're maybe doing the intelligence thing, that was fine when it was virtual. But if it's a performance thing, that has to be live and on stage with all of the girls facing the same circumstances. So that's just one little rant out of the way. That doesn't even have anything to do with everything going wrong. But I must say, when presented with the press presentation live stream, I could not physically sit down and watch that thing for as long as it was because of the sound quality.
One of my advocacies is to donate period cups and long-used menstrual cups to underprivileged homes and communities.
It was in this beautiful sort of domey arena thing, and the sound was just abysmal. I'm sure the sound was fine in the space itself for the people who were actually there, but when it was broadcasted on Miss Earth TV, the sound just made me want to scratch my ears off. I don't even know if that's an expression that I can use. The sound was really, really bad. And so at the end of the day, when I tuned in a little bit later, there were only like 500 people watching the thing live the whole time. And a lot of people were complaining that the sound was really bad. And I must agree. And I don't know how they didn't check to see if the sound was going to be okay on the live stream. You could hardly hear the girls or anything, and it just sounded really, really bad. Also, another thing, I did notice that when they were uploading the pictures from the press presentation, because I really wanted those pictures, you guys know, any hardcore fan like myself, we're always looking for pictures from the events because it's really helpful for thumbnails and just to have pictures on hand of the contestants and things like that. They uploaded literally from A to P, the countries starting from A to P, so Australia from Portugal, and they just ceased to upload any more pictures of any more girls. I don't know, did the photographer's battery die? I don't know what happened. As a result, there are no pictures of Puerto Rico from the press presentation on the Miss Earth social medias, and it's just annoying. I would like for them to be uploading all of the contestants. I don't know why they stopped. As I said, did the camera die or what happened? But that's all small stuff compared to what happened at the swimsuit competition. Oh my goodness. Now listen, nobody can control the weather, nobody can control the rain. But if you're going to be having this competition in the Philippines in rainy season, don't you perhaps think it would be smart not to have the stage or a competition anywhere outside? The live stream of the swimsuit competition is literally nowhere to be found on any of the Miss Earth platforms, but I did see some footage, and from what I saw, it looked like some of the girls got to do their performance in heels like they were supposed to on the main stage, but then some of the girls had to do their performance barefoot, seemingly on another stage that was not as wet or not as exposed to the rain, and I suppose they had to do it barefoot because doing it in heels when it's wet and slippery is sort of a safety hazard, which I can understand, but still, it's really, really, really bad. And I'm sorry, but having some of the girls performing in their heels and then having some of the girls performing barefoot, it's not the same. And then some of the girls thought that they had to make up for being barefoot by like walking on their toes, and then some of the girls, you know, obviously walked flat-footed because they're not wearing any heels, and it just ended up looking so weird and strange with these girls coming up. Some of them are walking on their toes with no heels on, some of them are just walking flat out. It's so strange. It's so, actually, you know what, I couldn't even watch most of it because I had like these cringy feelings, and it's not the fault of the girls, it's not even the fault of the organization really, because you can't plan for the weather, but still, if you're going to be having a pageant, if you're going to be having any sort of competition in a country where you know it's rainy season, I don't know guys, I feel like Miss Earth is sort of losing traction the more it's going on. But I don't want to lose hope. I hope that things are going to pick up, because this was now the preliminary swimsuit competition, and they even handed out some, you know, prizes, or not prizes, but they chose the best girls from each continent. I don't know how they did that when the whole disparagement of... anyway. The point being, they've had two major events thus far. The press presentation, which was unwatchable due to the sound quality, and also the camera work wasn't that good at all. There was just one stagnant camera, which they switched cameras at one point, but then it was just stagnant again. And then at the beachwear competition or swimsuit competition, obviously they had the rain, and then the stream stopped, and then I could only find like a vertical sort of video of all of the other contestants. It's just so strange. Please get it together for the evening gown competition, I beg you. And the final, obviously I think the finals will definitely be fine, since the finals is a much bigger deal, but I feel like Miss Earth, they've lost sort of their touch throughout these past 2 years, only being virtual. But I suppose we should all be thankful that at least it's not virtual anymore. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys even been following the Miss Earth things going on? Just for me, I feel so unmotivated for the virtual things, like when it comes to the national costume and things like that, but I really wanted to watch and enjoy the swimsuit competition, and as well as the press presentation, but just these technical difficulties as well as the weather causing problems is making it so hard for me to keep motivation up. But we'll have to see how it goes at the evening gown competition. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.